Hi everyone, it's Emily. Thank you for stopping by. Today I wanted to share a walkthrough of the Pholarchos Tarot. I am sure that many of you have seen walkthroughs of this deck on YouTube. There are many wonderful walkthroughs available. I just really wanted to share this deck as well because I have a feeling that this is going to become one of my most treasured decks. I've had this deck on my wish list for about a year and I've seen more and more people talk about it over that period of time, and to be honest I just couldn't ignore it anymore. I had it on my list and I knew I was going to get it, but you know how it is, things pop up and then you get distracted, and I knew I'd get it eventually, but then I was just like, I just can't wait anymore, I want to work with it. And I ordered mine from Wasima at Magick, which is in the EU. I'm in the UK, so it was the best option for me, and it arrived really promptly a few days later, so I was really impressed with the wonderful service. I absolutely love to support her. She's got a wonderful YouTube channel as well, which I will link below. This Pholarchos Tarot is so special, so I just wanted to give it a little bit of a walkthrough, but I have had this on my bookcase for a few weeks now and I've been so strong not to work with it because I wanted to do a full walkthrough from start to finish, you know, with the deck in order. So I'm gonna get it out and show you the cards. If you have already seen this and you just want to watch and enjoy, then please do, and if you haven't seen this, then I think you're in for a treat. So these are the most beautiful paintings that Carmen Sorrenti has created. This is just the opening card, but this is the famous Tower card, which I absolutely adore, and these are the backs. It's kind of matte, satin matte, with a bit of a shine to it in terms of cardstock, and the cards are much bigger really than a traditional tarot size. They are quite large, so you know, I think you probably could shuffle them this way, but you know, if you wanted to shuffle them this way, which is sometimes what I do with bigger decks, but honestly it doesn't bother me at all. It's so beautiful. So it's a really good quality box as well, which I really appreciate, so I can keep it. On the side it says, preside over the mysteries so they may make a map for you. For each wave of becoming there is a mystery of origin. I love that. Wow. So this is just a card for her work. This is her website, emilyjcfdiamond.com. I will put this in the description box as well for you. And we have the guidebook as well at the back. It's quite a slim guidebook, but it's full colour, so it really is beautiful, and I think this is going to be amazing to work with. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I have looked through the deck already, but I had to keep it in order just so I could share it with you. So this is the first card, the Fool. These are obviously all paintings, so I've zoomed you in so you can get a better look. So this is the Fool. So beautiful. I love this kind of serpentine energy you have here. And the Magician. And there are two figures in this, which is really interesting. And this kind of almost looks like a sort of Bunsen burner. It feels very alchemical, which I love. The High Priestess. I think this could be one of my favourite cards. This is on the front cover of the box of the deck. It's just so beautiful. Oh my goodness. There's so much to read into here. There's this eye here in the plant. Stunning. The Empress. I love the ladybirds are all over her. It's incredible. It is not a traditional tarot deck, as I'm sure you can see here. We've got the Emperor here. I just love the eye there. The use of the eyes, the use of the colour. The colour, oh my goodness. The Hierophant. This is interesting as well. It looks like she's in prayer or something, and these almost look like candles burning. And then there's this beautiful bird here. There's so much to delve into here. So beautiful. The Lovers. This is stunning. You can feel that intimacy between this couple here. And again, you've got this kind of serpentine, almost kundalini energy going on here. The Chariot. Watery energy going on here. The Justice card. The Hermit card. Oh, there's some writing down here in the paint. It says sweet potency. I love how you've got these two very distinct energies going on in this card. The Wheel of Fortune. I love how you can see the zodiacs in this wheel and she's sort of at the center of it and it's so abstract. The Strength card. I really resonate with this card. I'm a Leo sun and so the Strength is one of my cards. The Hanged One. It's such a close-up image. I don't think I've ever seen another hanged man, hanged one image where it's been so close up. The Death card. Temperance. She could almost be the Magician because you can see all this magic, this kind of alchemy going on, this balancing act. Stunning. Wow, this is... wow. That's quite a confronting image there. Oh, that is quite painful to look at. This is, oh, one of my favourite cards in the deck, the beautiful Tower card. I just love how it is shooting through her and it feels like a transformative moment, and whilst it might bring change and shatter everything that she has already known, it feels celebratory as well because it is the start of something new. It is a new birthing and it just looks so beautiful and she's just become this kind of channel from the heavens to the earth. So beautiful. The Star, I love this. I think you can really feel the peace, the truth and the light in this image, and you've also got the triple moon there, which is so, so potent. Oh, the Moon card. Oh, I just love the owls. Oh my goodness, and the wateriness, the labyrinth, and it almost looks like this is Avalon back here. It's so beautiful. The Sun card. This feels like quite a dark depiction of the sun, but not in a negative way, but I often feel like the Sun card depicts quite youthful energies, whereas this energy feels much more like a matriarch or a crone type energy to me. But she's very wise, but there is that abundance and that truth and that life and that light within her. Judgment. This is so earthy, isn't it? Again, you've got that serpentine energy here. You've got the fox, the bear, the owl, hummingbird, is that cat? This could almost be Queen of Pentacles, I think. You've got the World card. That is stunning. I love how you can see all the elements represented beneath the earth here, and you can sort of almost see all of the elements coming together. You've got the fire in the center, the tree, the ocean, the water, the air, the earth, and it's all kind of merging together. It's so stunning. Ace of Sparks. So sparks would be fire, I believe. Let's check. Okay, yes, sparks are fire. So you've got this first feeling of galloping towards some kind of vision, but it feels very misguided in a sense. As you can see, the minors are very different to the depictions of the majors, so they almost look a little bit unfinished, but this doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me having different kinds of art styles depicted within a deck. So you've got these beautiful horses, or mares are they, in the Two of Sparks or the Two of Fire. So traditionally that would be wands. In most people's opinions for the RWS, it's wands. Fire is wands. And you've got the Passion here, Three of Sparks. I love how you can see this sort of scribbling and these words, this divine song here. This feels very much like collaboration and creativity in terms of music and song and dance. Feels very freeing, passionate energy. Four of Sparks, so Four of Wands, Four of Fire. This feels very much like the Four of Fire to me, but it's just a different kind of depiction entirely. Five of Sparks. This push-pull dynamic, this kind of conflict you've got going on. It almost feels like a romantic sort of conflict. A push-pull of romance. Again with the serpentine energies. Six of Sparks. I really like this image. This feels almost like the knight as he's travelling on his horse. Seven of Sparks. Ready, go. Oh, I love this. That's so good. She's got these tattoos on her arm. This what she's wearing, it reminds me of a dress that I designed when I was in upper school, so high school in the UK is upper school. I designed this dress for textiles and I made it. It was a dress designed around, it was inspired by fire and flames, and it's so funny. You know, I didn't know much about astrology back then, but it is so funny because so much of what I identify with does come back to fire, the fire element, the Leo, the lion, the lioness. It's so interesting. The 8 of Sparks. Wow, you know, you don't have those wands flying through the air, but you get the same sense of the energy because there's all of these different things going on, and it feels like this is all going on in his mind, but it's his plans, and or maybe they're memories, they're things that have happened, they're things that are happening. There's so much to delve into here. And I quite like the unfinished quality of it. It almost feels a little bit like, well, I don't have the Spacious Tarot, but there's that idea to it, you know, with the Spacious Tarot that you can put yourself in the image, you can see yourself in the image, and I quite like that it's unfinished because it leaves that room for you to interpret and to put things into it, to really use it intuitively, and I think that that's what this deck is just calling me to use it for. The 9 of Sparks, that's just beautiful, and the 10. This almost feels like a court card because we get so up close and personal. But as you can see, like, these images are not typical. Dreamer of Sparks, I guess this is daughter or page of wands. I just love her hair. This card is one of my favourite cards. She's just beautiful, and she's not looking at us. It's like she doesn't need to look at us. Do you know what I mean? She's got all of her inspiration, it's all her creativity, all of her fire, all of her energy comes from within, and she doesn't need to look at us. I just love that. It feels very Page of Wands. Trail of Sparks. So I guess this is night. This almost looks like, on the camera, it looks like an old vintage photograph. It literally looks photographic in style, in nature, but it is obviously oil on canvas. I believe it's oil on canvas, it looks like oil on canvas. But she almost feels more like the page, actually, than the knight. Dreamer of Sparks. Maybe that's it. Okay, so she's looking, the Dreamer of Sparks, the page, is looking inward, whereas the Trail of Sparks, the knight, is looking outwards, you know, going outwards and adventuring. There's a very adventurous spirit to this. The Queen of Sparks, I love this. So dynamic. But also there's a stillness to it. I think it's in her eyes. It's passionate. And the King of Sparks, wow, I love this image. He is just so strong and secure in himself, but he is absolutely determined. I just love this draconic energy here, and you've almost got this energy going all the way through. It's like it's permeating him, it's coming through the top of his crown and coming through him, and it's his life force, his life essence. It's like that's his spirit animal, or it's amazing. Oh, this is such a beautiful image. I think that this part of her face, it reminds me of Natalie Portman. Ace of Spirals, Trial by Earth. Okay, so Spirals is Earth, okay. Yes, because wings are air and coral is water. Okay, so Spirals is Earth. And you do have that earthly element. I'm not sure about this because I haven't studied it in detail, but can we say that potentially all the aces are blindfolded? Is that true? Maybe someone already knows if you've got the deck. I'm going to find out by the end of this video. But yeah, I like that. Almost like there's that potential there, but you don't know where it's going to take you. The road is still unclear. The journey is yet ahead. But you can see the elemental associations here. But I do feel like it's quite airy as well. The Two of Spirals, again, it's got this amazing plant energy, but it feels very magical. Three of Spirals, yes, I can really see this. It feels very grounded and centered, but you can see that there's the creativity here, but it is all coming in together to create something, but it's all very earthly, very grounded. One thing I guess I don't really see or feel is the community. I guess it's like they are a community, but they are also individuals at the same time, which puts an interesting spin on the card. Four of Spirals, wow, look at those pumpkins. That's an interesting one. It's like she's sort of transfixed, isn't it, on him, must say. I need to look into the guidebook. I need to read the guidebook. There's Five of Spirals. Oh, you can really see the pain in that face. It's very troubled, really, really worried, anxious. And then you've got this fox and this wolf energy. Oh, and it says Howls of Healing. Can you see that? Howls of healing. I just love the fox energy, it's beautiful. 6 of spirals, that's lovely. That's so beautiful. Stunning. 7 of spirals. So cute. 8 of spirals. Apprenticing infinity in the here and now, and then you've got the infinity sign. The love that I feel for you is always love for you. Polish the diamond. I'm not sure what he's creating here. It feels sort of scientific, but at the same time it looks like he's sort of... Is he creating some fabric? Is he creating this fabric? I'm not sure. But I can definitely see him honing his craft. 9 of spirals. I can see the energy here. And the 10 of spirals. So yes, so I think that the aces and the 10s must be phases. So it's almost like from the start to the completion of the journey, and how the element has kind of taken hold on the being, the individual, the archetype maybe within each element. And you can see really it's literally like this person has become a tree or a plant, become one with the earth. Completion. Dreamer of spirals. There is a pattern here for sure. Trail of spirals, written in earth blood. So it is like with this energy, this dragonfly energy, it feels like he is off seeking more knowledge or spreading wisdom. I am interested in as to why certain things were depicted as they were, so why the trails were black and white, etc. Queen of spirals. Wow, I get such Maca, goddess Maca energy from this image. Maca is part of the goddess Morrigan in the Celtic pantheon, an element, but I really feel that here. And King of Spirals. So Ace of Wings is your air, and again you've got this blindfolded being. You can see the element of air above. Alchemy of Opposites. Wow, in 2 of air. That's interesting. So 2 of Swords. There's this balance here. King, Queen, opposites. I love this. 3 of Wings. What's it say? It says, until the internal lyric becomes conscious. Amazing. 4 of Wings. That is so much to look into, isn't there? I could just be here all day looking at this. Dragon patterns about. Patterns about? Feel patterns. Patterns, patterns, patterns. Interesting. 5 of Wings. 5 of air. Wow. And so we bleed. Yes. Oh, ouch. This really speaks to that feeling of being betrayed, I think. 6 of Wings. 7 of Wings. Wow, and this too. This is so powerful. This is definitely an intuitive read for sure. Negotiate your rebirth in 8 of Wings. 9 of Wings. Gosh, that does look just painful, doesn't it? That nightmare energy. And 10 of Wings here. You've got this decision. I feel like this is decisive. It's like a breakthrough moment. The grand experiment of life. Dream of Wings. I think the Dreamers are potentially my favourites. That's just beautiful. Trail of Wings. Again, black and white. Queen of Wings. Stunning. King of Wings. And you've got Ace of Coral. This is your cups, your water element. 2 of Cups. 3 of Cups. I love you too. You can see this, she's almost, it's like pregnant. Poem, soul map. 4 of Cups, 4 of Coral. Invitation. Wow. 5 of Coral. That's stunning. 6 of Coral. There's so much to dive into here. My goodness. 7 of Coral. 8 of Coral. I love that. Cat on a open new territory. 9 of Coral. 10 of Cups. 10 of Coral. 10 of Water. This dream is interesting. This dreamer actually doesn't look very human, and all of the other dreamers do. And it's interesting, she's got this cat energy here. I think this is a wild cat, and she looks like she's turning into a wild cat. So that's really interesting. That is such an interesting vibe. And instead of a fish coming out of her cup, it looks like there's a mermaid coming out of her cup, and there's like a whale beneath her cup. I like this one a lot. Trail of coral. How you've got these two facing each other. Queen of Cups, Queen of Coral. This is so interesting. The symbolism, the animals chosen. You could just work with this forever and not get bored. And King of Coral, very interesting. I love how his crown is made of coral. This figure here almost makes me feel like it's himself pleading with himself, like he's got some sort of inner turmoil going on. So you could almost read this as the shadow. You can see the shadow quite well in this depiction. So that is the walkthrough of the Pholarchos, and I'm so glad that I've walked through now and that I can start to work with it. I will give it a little shuffle. I'm going to shuffle it off screen and then shuffle a bit more on screen, but I'm going to shuffle off screen first so that I don't sit here for 5 minutes shuffling, but because it's never been shuffled before, it needs a good old shuffle, so I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I've been away and I've shuffled it quite a bit, so I'm just going to give it another shuffle now. And I'm going to say, for everyone watching this now and going forward, so it's timeless, what energies do we need to be aware of right now? In the current circumstances, what energies do we need to be aware of? What energies, for everyone watching this, do we need to be aware of? Whoop. Okay, we've got 2 jumpers. This is how they fell out. Oh, 6 of spirals. So you've got 6 of earth, 6 of pentacles. And you've got the 9 of wands, or 9 of sparks, 9 of wands. So from these 2 cards, I feel like there's definitely this energy of almost fear that there's not going to be what is fair, and there's not going to be a fair distribution of resources, wealth, and within society, within our communities right now, it might be that it feels like there is a great disparity between what we feel is right and what we see happening. So whilst we have this need and this desire, this focus towards creating a better balance, creating something that's fair, creating something that's just, where you've got everything sort of in this delicate harmony, there also feels like there's this great need to protect what we already have, and that we need to be ready at a moment's notice to be prepared for some kind of battle that's still coming. And it feels like this figure, if you were to see this as a story, like this figure is coming from a place of like, this is what they would want to see, this sort of balance between worlds, this balance between what needs to happen, and this balance of nature, that, you know, nature will always give and take. And then there's this figure realizing that actually, you know, he needs to be standing aware and alert for when the shit hits the fan, because it's going to again. And it feels like this sort of spiral dance almost. That's interesting, you know, there's these sparks flying and he's looking into this, it's almost like he's scrying into his hand, and you can see it's like this little spark in his heart has turned into this great flame. And it's almost like being awakened to actually, well, this is this idealistic sort of view, this is what we would wish to see, but actually we need to be a lot more proactive, and we can't just sit back and hope for the best, and we can't just sit back idly and assume everything's going to be okay. We can't trust certain people to take care of things, because they're not, and they are proving themselves every day. I don't normally bring up politics, but they're proving themselves every day that they can't. And so here we are. We have to start being proactive. We have to start fighting, advocating for others, speaking out where it's important, you know, speaking out where we see these things these injustices, these great injustices happening, we have to start sparking, you know, we have to start sparking those fires ourselves. That's how I see this. That's how I see these two cards, and any other ideas, thoughts, inspired, imagined interpretations are very, very, very welcome. So please do pop them in the comments box below. I've read this very intuitively, just based on the knowledge I have and then looking within the cards. It works very intuitively for me, this deck. So I just absolutely love it, and I am looking forward so, so much to working with it. And this is the card on the top of the pile, which works really, really nicely. So the card on top is the Trail of Sparks, and actually I wasn't intending to pull a third card, but this kind of works quite well as an advice card or a action card, you know, because the Knight is a card of action, and especially in this Sparks, this fire suit, you can see this person is realizing the truth of what they need to do and the gravity of that. I absolutely love this deck. I really, really hope that you've enjoyed walking through this deck and having a little look at how it reads a little bit. I've really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining me for the video, and I look forward to sharing some more tarot and some more spiritual things I love with you very, very soon. I hope that you stay well, and I look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Take care. Bye.